Good morning, everyone. I'm Lisa. Mark's busy working away today. Right over there, you can probably hear him typing later. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're new here, if you want to hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. And if you guys have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Today I am doing a craft or two or three. First one and the last one are very easy and they're very budget friendly to make, which means I got the supplies at the dollar store. A couple of them are going in the laundry room eventually once we're finished, and we have been making big progress on that, and I'm very excited to show you the final result, which won't be for a little while. It's still, like I say, ongoing. But with that, I do want to just get into her and show you what I've done, and maybe it'll give you some inspiration to spruce up your house for spring if we ever get it, because this weather has been crazy. I am literally looking at a lot of snow in the backyard, and it was a freak storm yesterday that we don't even know where it came from. It just all of a sudden white out. I don't know, it was weird. So with that, I just want to jump right into it. It's an easy watch, so grab your cuppa and happy Saturday. Let's do this. So these terracotta pots, just run of the mill, except I found them kind of a neat shape. They didn't have that lip around the top. Anyways, they're just from Home Depot. They're actually only $1 each. So I grabbed a couple the one day, and then I was back another day and I grabbed a few more. Why not? For $1? Yes, please. I'm going to take you downstairs with me, grab some spray paint, and then head outside. But I kind of want to show you the color of the laundry room, a little sneak peek for you, and just kind of show you what I'm working with and the different colors paints. And I have to decide from there what color I want to spray these pots. I don't have a spray paint problem. Problem is I don't have enough spray paint. So this is the color of the laundry room. It's called Frosted Sage, and you guys, oh, I love it. It feels like spring down there. So this was what kind of inspired me to pick this project. And that's what I want this finished laundry room to feel like, spring. We all know that feeling. Oh, so excited.
Looks good, babe.
Thanks. Oh, I love a good spray paint.
Oh, you do.
Okay, that's a very light first coat, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I've just taken these out and spray painting them. As you can see, one of them is in a flat white, the other one is in a chalk paint Serenity Blue, and the last one is purple, and it's quite dark. So I just wanted to see the different effects. Let me show you what I do with them once they're dry. Ooh.
Nice.
Now, this is the thing. What I'm doing afterwards, I don't really care if there's purple in it, so I'm okay with this.
Oh, I like that.
Thanks.
It's like a purplish
Something just grabbed
speckle.
my butt. Okay, good. It's just that. Fun. I'm going to do another coat on this and see how I scratch the inside, but I'm not too worried about it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm just going to let this dry. Bring my collection of spray paint in, because this stuff's valuable. Like $15 a can now. Okay, let's do this. I'm excited. You guys, I'm going to do a second coat on all three of the things, the same color that I used. You don't have to watch me do this. It's the same as the first, just a second. And I'll see you when it's dry. Now, don't be judging the amount of nail polish we have. I used to actually work at a beauty supply years ago. That should be good. So I went with these colors. Now I just thought that they would kind of complement the actual pots that I'm using and in the different spaces that I think I want to use them. So yeah, let's do this. So I'm grabbing a container, something that I don't care about, and you'll see why in a minute, and I want to fill it with water. Once you put enough water that you can put the plant pot inside, that's the perfect amount. Now I'm going to start with this purple one. I'm doing a few different colors. This purple, I don't know if I'm going to use it, and if I do, I'll probably put a little hole in the bottom for drainage, but whatever. I just am experimenting here, and I kind of wanted to show you guys the different marbling effect that you can get for the different shades being light, a little bit darker, and then the darkest. Then I'm simply going to obviously shake the nail polish really well and then just pour it on top of the water. So I probably should have used warm water looking back on it, but whatever. It still worked perfectly. It's just I think warm water would have helped the nail polish kind of swirl around a little bit easier rather than glob to the bottom.
Make sure you have like a paper towel or something you can throw in the garbage later just to wipe the bottom of the pot. I find it kind of chunked to the bottom, which you really don't even need to paint the bottom. This, honestly, 0 skill level required. This was so easy. So another thing that I need to note is I am not changing the water in between each pot. So whatever I get, I get. So that's why I thought all of these colors totally fit what I wanted these pots to look like. I just thought they kind of all matched, so it didn't really matter. And lastly, I noticed that it was starting to chunk. Again, I don't know if it's because the water wasn't warm, I'm not too sure, but I just took that same paper towel and just kind of dabbed it so it stuck and kind of flattened out on the pot. And wait till you guys see. You guys, I am giddy. And let's be real, the fake plant that you're going to see inside one of these pots, yes, that's exactly what I'm going to use to style down in the laundry room, because I do not want to sacrifice the life of another plant because there's 0 light down there except for when we turn on the light. So nope, sorry, I can't do it. And this artificial plant that I'm using to style at the end, you guys, it was like $1.79 for this fake plant at the thrift store. Keep your peepers out for that, because seriously, these sprigs are very expensive at like Michael's, not unless you have a coupon, but they're very high end looking, these ones. Once these are dry, I'm going to give all of them a clear coat. I don't really know which one I'm using yet for real plants or for the fake plants, so I'm just going to be safe and just spray them all. So you guys ready to see these pots? Oh, they are adorable and turned out way better than I expected them to, considering the water was cold and the nail polish was clumpy. But you guys, look at how nice they turned out.
Fun, right? Like what? I made that. But if you guys don't have the copious amount of nail polishes that we have here, head on over to the dollar store and they've got lots there, and they've got really pretty ones too. That way you're not wasting your high-end nail polishes. So let's move on to this next craft. Now, I have to warn you, this craft gave me a lot of issues. Anybody who has a Cricut machine can appreciate the frustration sometimes what comes along with this weeding, and it's very tedious sometimes, but way worth it. Again, I don't want to show you, not the video to learn. It was frustrating, and I don't want to turn you off of the machine, because there's no turning me off of this darn thing. It is amazing. But with that said, let's head on over to the other craft. It's adorable and it's functional.
Okay, so all of these hoops that I have here, I collect them, you guys, when I see them at the thrift store, especially when they're only 99 cents, especially the odd shaped ones, like the really, really tiny one or the big round one or like an oval shape. Anyways, that's just what I'm doing. So I was pretty excited to think of a craft to use with them, and not a permanent craft, because if I want to switch this up, I can totally do that. I wanted it to fit inside this hoop. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just measuring the size of it here, and it's basically an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, if you want to think of it that way. Now, I could have bought an SVG, which means a file for a Cricut machine. Now, if you guys don't have a Cricut machine, like I say, this part of the video would be interesting for somebody who wants to get a Cricut or has just started and kind of progressed to this stage. Now, I'm not saying it's super advanced, but to be really honest, it was kind of frustrating and very tedious and time consuming. It worked. It looks fantastic at the end of it, but I did run into a few snags, and I'll tell you guys along the way where I kind of snagged, and I don't know if it was my fault or if it was the iron's fault or whatever, but I'll explain to you in a minute here. So the first mistake that I made here is I don't iron things, you guys. And if I do, it's a quick little once over on a shirt for Mark, or, you know, any kind of something that got a little wrinkly if I didn't fold it in time kind of thing. Or I'm not a big ironer. So I just cranked it to cotton and went for it. Now, I don't know it's not a very advanced iron, but I don't know all these little settings on here. I do have a Cricut press, so it's very much like a t-shirt press, but in a smaller version. So like that would have taken the guesswork out of it, because I know that you can go online on the Cricut website and it tells you exactly how hot to set this iron, the specific iron for the Cricut. I should have just done that, but again, looking back on things, I was just grabbing the first thing that I saw, and it was the iron that I used the other day for another project. So whatever, I'm rambling, but you guys understand if you have a Cricut or if you just use the iron like I lazily do, but it works. It's the same concept. It's just you don't really know exactly the heat. The one specifically designed to go along with the Cricut has an actual dial on it, and it's digital, so I know exactly the heat temperature. You can save files on your Cricut machine, so I just obviously saved this file before I printed it off, and I just cut out the spots that I needed to fix and just went back with it and ironed it on. All right, let's do this. Come on now. Are you kidding me? No. Couple of the little areas didn't turn out perfectly, and again, it was giving me a hard time, but I just let it go, and I just took a pen and filled in where some of the letters were missing. I'm over it. You know what? It's a DIY. It happens. Next time, live and learn. I just went to all the trouble of weeding this whole thing. I really was determined to persevere and finish it. So my second mistake, I think, is when I didn't wash it. I don't know if this maybe has a light coating on it for some reason. It's like an embroidery cross-stitching piece of material, so maybe that's it too. So wash your material and crank your iron up on hot. I'm just going to tuck the rectangle underneath itself in case I want to hang it differently in the future. I don't know. I just thought it was neat to put on this hoop. But again, I might decide something different and do something different, and it's not so permanent. If you guys are still with me, awesome. It turned out really cute, right? I thought so. And now we all know how to wash things and what the tags mean, because I don't know about you guys, but I was not taught that in school. Let me just say that, and I know my kids weren't either. So there's that. I got this little bird the other day at the dollar store. It was $1.25, $1.50, whatever it was. And it is actual, like, it feels like cement. Like, it's fairly heavy. It's solid. It's kind of giving me more tropical vibes, which is totally cute, but it's just not what I wanted. I want to do something a little different and kind of tone this little guy down a bit. I loved the little chubbiness of him or her. So I am just literally going to take it outside, put it on my little piece of wood that you'll see throughout all my videos. I save these little pieces of wood pretty much all spray season. You want to go out? You want to go out? Okay, come on. I am just literally spraying this little guy with a flat white. Now, I'm sure I probably could use a glossier or a satin. I just had this white on hand, as you saw, because I sprayed those plant pots earlier on in the video. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to use this one. And that's what I did. And I give it 2 coats, let it completely dry, and moved on to this next step. So you guys, this is exactly the same process as I use my white wax. So all I'm doing is, instead of adding white to this clear wax, I'm adding, it's called burnt umber. and mix it up and slather it on this little guy and wipe it off where you want to wipe it off. All of the little nooks and crannies will pick up the darker color and it'll kind of give it like a little bit of an antiquing look. It's crazy to think too that this little container of the clear wax that I bought, I have literally had it for like 2 years and I've used it so often. I'll link some videos below where I used the clear wax. It's a game changer, you guys. I also just wanted to darken up his beak a little bit and his eyes without making them look weirdly beady. Wait till you see how this turned out. Are you ready? Here you go. What do you think? They're pretty cool, right? I think it's gonna add a little bit of character down there and it's gonna brighten up my day when I look at them. And like, how stinking cute is that? He's so chubby. Mark, I'm not talking about you.
Mm-hmm. Get black.
So anyways, you guys, have a good day, and I hope that you try some of these crafts or all of these crafts, and if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Also, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, you guys, also too, remember those videos I told you about that I used the white wax? Here they are. Thanks guys. Bye.